The Merchant of Venice by William Shakespeare is one of the most fascinating and controversial plays in world literature. Written in the late 16th century, it stands at the crossroads of comedy and tragedy, blending moments of humor with deep social and moral dilemmas. Set in the bustling city of Venice, a major commercial and cultural hub of the time, the play follows the lives of its central characters, whose fates become entangled in a web of strained social and religious relationships. At its core, the play explores love, friendship, justice, mercy, and the prejudices that divide people. Through its compelling characters, Antonio, the melancholic Christian merchant, Shylock, the Jewish moneylender driven by both greed and a deep sense of injustice, and Portia, the intelligent and strong-willed heiress, Shakespeare examines human emotions and the conflicts that arise from cultural and religious differences. But The Merchant of Venice is more than just a dramatic story. It also serves as a reflection of the social and historical context of its time, shedding light on the tensions between Christians and Jews, the rigid structures of law and justice, and the moral dilemmas that still resonate today. The story begins with Antonio, a wealthy merchant who is strangely troubled despite his success. His closest friend, Bassanio, is in love with Portia, a beautiful and wealthy woman, but lacks the financial means to court her properly. To help his friend, Antonio borrows money from Shylock, a Jewish moneylender, agreeing to a dangerous condition. If he cannot repay the loan on time, Shylock will be entitled to a pound of Antonio's flesh. This seemingly absurd contract is more than just a financial agreement. It's a reflection of the deep-rooted animosity between Christians and Jews in Venetian society. Shylock is a complex character. On the surface, he is portrayed as greedy and vengeful, but beneath that, he is a man who has suffered a lifetime of discrimination and mistreatment. His demand for Antonio's flesh is not just about money, it's about reclaiming dignity in a world that has denied him justice. His famous speech, "Hath not a Jew eyes? If you prick us, do we not bleed?" is one of the most powerful moments in the play, forcing the audience to confront their own biases and consider the pain of those who have been marginalized. As the play unfolds, Antonio's ships are lost at sea, leaving him unable to repay the loan. Shylock takes him to court, demanding his pound of flesh. Here enters Portia, one of Shakespeare's most remarkable female characters. Disguising herself as a male lawyer, she takes charge of the courtroom in a brilliant display of intelligence and legal mastery. She argues that while Shylock is entitled to his pound of flesh, the contract does not allow him to spill any blood. Trapped by his own rigid interpretation of the law, Shylock is defeated, and in a cruel twist, he is forced to convert to Christianity, a moment that turns what should be a triumphant ending into something much darker and more unsettling. Despite its classification as a comedy, The Merchant of Venice is filled with moments of tragedy and moral ambiguity. The play questions whether justice, when applied without mercy, can ever be truly fair. It explores the nature of love, as seen in the relationship between Bassanio and Portia, and the unwavering loyalty between Antonio and Bassanio. It also exposes the hypocrisy of a society that preaches virtue while practicing discrimination. Set against the backdrop of Renaissance Venice, a city driven by commerce, the play highlights the tension between wealth and morality. The infamous trial scene forces the audience to ask, is justice simply about following the letter of the law, or must it also include compassion? This is embodied in Portia's famous speech. The quality of mercy is not strained, it droppeth as the gentle rain from heaven. Shakespeare's portrayal of Shylock remains one of the most debated aspects of the play. Is he a villain, consumed by greed and revenge, or a tragic figure shaped by years of mistreatment? His downfall is not just the loss of his wealth, but the forced abandonment of his religious and cultural identity. This moment raises profound questions about the nature of power, revenge, and justice. Beyond the legal and financial disputes, The Merchant of Venice also explores the role of women in society. Portia, despite being constrained by societal expectations, proves herself to be the most capable and intelligent character in the play. Her disguise as a lawyer not only allows her to participate in a world dominated by men, but also demonstrates how wit and wisdom can triumph over brute force. Another striking element of the play is the motif of the three caskets, gold, silver, and lead, used as a test to determine Portia's suitor. While others are drawn to the caskets of gold and silver, representing wealth and outward appearance, Bassanio chooses the lead casket, symbolizing humility and true value. Shakespeare uses this as a metaphor for deeper truths, that appearances can be deceiving, and that true worth lies beneath the surface. The play leaves us with lingering questions. Does Antonio's victory come at too great a cost? Is Shylock truly evil, or is he simply the product of a cruel society? And perhaps most importantly, does justice always serve morality, or can it sometimes be just another tool for oppression? Although written over 400 years ago, The Merchant of Venice remains incredibly relevant. It forces us to confront uncomfortable truths about prejudice, power, and the fine line between justice and revenge. It is a play that makes us laugh, makes us think, and most of all, makes us question the world around us. Shakespeare, with his unmatched ability to capture the complexities of human nature, ensures that this story continues to resonate with audiences across generations.